Hi, I'm Mike Stroff from Savage Outdoors. I'm going to talk some trail cam tips today to try to help you get better pictures and more pictures. Trail cams. Any whitetail hunter in today's world probably using them at some level. You know, with us, we travel all over the country. I'm an outfitter by trade, got places in Texas, South Dakota, and Illinois. Trail cams, probably my most important tool that I've got in my hunting arsenal, and it's because we're not there all the time. So I've got to put my cameras out and I've got to rely on that data in order to, when we show up, I've got to check my cameras, know what's going on, and I'm not always looking for that big buck necessarily, but good deer movement or places that does are focusing, or just the overall scheme of what the deer are doing and what types of things they're feeding on. The cameras can also help us summer inventory, all of that. Well, if you don't set your cameras right, they're not any good, because I've got to have good data from them. So one thing's for sure, you got to use good batteries. Read your instruction manuals on your cameras and make sure that you got the right set of batteries so that you get the longest battery life out of what you're using your camera for. Two, the actual location you put your cameras, you've got to have them in those traffic areas so you get the pictures. On a trail, for example, you know, you don't want to have it like, so if the trail is north and south, so to speak, you don't want to have the camera straight to the east or west of it, so when the deer walks by, camera's got to get him in that instant or split second. You want to have it offset on the trail where it's looking down the trail or up the trail. That way you have multiple opportunities to get a good picture of the deer as it passes by. So food plots. Yeah, I want to be in the corner or on a trail or on the area of the food plot where I think the most deer are going to walk out, so it'll trigger my camera and I get a lot of pictures. But the way I set it and the way it looks across the food plot, I also want to see the food plot in the pictures in most cases so I can see how many deer are in the field. They might be too far from the camera to know exactly what they are, but it shows me if there's a bunch of deer hitting this spot or just one or two. That's really important as I decide where I'm going to start hunting. Another thing to think about is what height to set the camera at. And that varies on what you're doing. So like if I'm setting it on a scrape or a rub line or something like that, so if I got a big car hood size scrape and all the bucks in the area are hitting it, a lot of those pictures might be at night, but at least I know the bucks are there. I'll set that a little bit higher, kind of angled down, and that way, one, it's not right in their line of sight, right on top of their scrape. I don't want this camera just sitting right in their face, so get it above the eye line a little bit and just kind of aiming into that one location where they're going to be. Or in Texas on a feeder, sometimes I'll do that as well, because I'm just trying to get that one location. Now on a trail, I'm not going to be much more than waist high because I'm trying to catch the movement and it's a wider span or area, so I don't want to focus the camera on one spot. Just something to think about when you're setting your trail cameras. This way you get more pictures and better pictures, so when you go hunting, you're kind of dialed in and ready to get that opportunity at a big buck.